Off. Alright, GG everybody, welcome back to the fourth and probably final game of the day from the ThinkFast quarterfinals, semi-finals now, and we've got Chilly Willy going up against, and I'm going to say this wrong probably, Ogorki. So joined again by Davide. Of course we saw, we were both avidly watching Northern Lions fight their way up through the first round and then get kicked out by Chilly Willy in the last one. So we stuck with Chilly Willy for this, and yeah, how are you feeling, Davide?
I'm doing great.
We are actually seeing a little bit of a deviation in the first bans as well. No Terrorblade yet?
Shocking one.
No, but are we? So, what's the ban now? Terrorblade or Faceless Void?
Or Skywrath.
I mean, I don't know if it will be a Skywrath. I'd be surprised. Oh,
I mean, with Brewmaster
I'm
out,
surprised.
Oh, well, there you go.
I am surprised. There we go. Good call, Davidos. Again, I do just want to make sure that, yeah, okay. So yeah, banning out the Skywrath, I mean, that does leave an awful lot of great position ones in there for Chilly Willy. Of course, the downside is whichever one you pick, out of the core ones now, which I guess would be Faceless Void and Terrorblade based off the previous match's bans, you're going to leave the other one open for Ogorki. So what would you pick here, David? Would you go for something else? I mean, I don't really think
if they want the Faceless Void or not. With Death Prophet and Skywrath out, it's definitely an option. I don't know their preferences.
They apparently just want to keep playing that Viper.
Wrong with Viper?
Nothing wrong with Viper. I mean, me and you, probably more than most people, would agree with that. Huge Viper fans, but first pick with those kind of heroes still in the pool. I mean, Viper does not do well against Terrorblade if he can close the distance.
No.
Of course, Terrorblade doesn't do well against any kind of kiting, but
Viper does very well on Terrorblade if you go aggressive trialing. But of course, it does not seem to be Chilly Willy's predilection. But not sure.
And also a lot of time being taken on these picks from these teams. I mean, that makes me feel that the opening call from Chilly Willy was kind of just you know, we can play it in a lot of different places. We know we've got the skill on it. Let's just pick it and wait and see what happens. But it also opens up to some quite hard countering. I mean, we haven't seen the Silencer come out. Obviously, a very, very powerful counter to Viper with no active spells to cast. Ogorki choosing to go for the Nature's Prophet, though. I actually like this, because one of the ways you can beat Viper is outnumbering him. Having a highly mobile team, like all over the map kind of mobile, can be really, really useful. So I'm quite in favour of that. He's also kind of hard to kill.
Viper is sort of the Viper is the master kiter. If you can kite Viper, he's actually a very slow hero, has no mobility abilities, no mobility items that are sort of natural. Even Shadowblade is kind of very much déclassé at the moment. So, if you can have even more kiting, I don't know, it's strong. Although Wraith King would be the opposite of that.
Indeed. I just need to quickly check my... yeah, stream seems to be running. Sorry, it's frozen in Chrome, but it's probably just Chrome freezing. Okay, Wraith King Jakiro. I mean, I love the Jakiro. I think it's great counter push to the Nature's Prophet. Exactly the kind of thing you need also to give yourself a little bit of push as well, so that it's not just all your tier 1s before you can even get on the board. Wraith King up against these guys, or is that another kind of block? Could be a support, could be a carry pick.
I mean, it's a decent pick. I like it in combo with Chilly Willy. Viper kites Wraith King very well. Jakiro kites Wraith King very well. I think it's, I don't know. I think it's not a great counter pick, but it may fit into something they're doing. Obviously, the lifesteal is nice for the Treants.
But I mean, given how flexible Nature's Prophet is and how he's all over the map, that's really, you know, whenever he happens to get to a lane with Wraith King,
Agreed.
or they do a 5-man push, it won't be. It's not a huge part of a pushing strategy. Also, just want to give a quick shout out to anyone watching. I did just hit 100 followers. I will be going over my giveaway now, and thank you very much to anybody who followed. All right, Batrider, Veno, AA, Faceless Void. Chilly Willy obviously want to deny a lot of team fight to a team with a Wraith King, which I think is absolutely amazing, because when you've got Wraith King as the initiator, even if he dies, it doesn't matter. If you group up to kill him and you've got Faceless Void to come in on that, that's just absolutely terrifying. But Ogorki banning out kind of DOT and pickoff stuff, which I find strange. I mean,
Batrider quite strong against the
Nature's Prophet. Sure, 100% agree on that.
Again, if they expect an aggro try, which I'm again, our meta is not their meta. Batrider is very strong one-on-one later.
Is indeed the Morphling pickup. I mean, that seems to me very early for a Morphling pickup.
I would agree. If Chilly Willy is smart and counters this with hard stun and silence,
which I have no doubt they will do. I mean, I have just absolutely no doubt that Jakiro is great, and actually, Jakiro in some ways has a really reliable stun once he picks up Yules. If you're going for a single target, it might be very hard to catch the Morphling before he can waveform straight up Ice Path. But Yules lay the Ice Path drop, that'll help set it up. They'll need a lot more. I completely agree. They'd need a whole load more stuns. But I'm just saying, Jakiro can actually be considered one of the ones who could help them start off that initiation, rather than just the guy in team fights who tries to lay down the big stun, which will probably miss everyone, but might force them to move left or right or something. Not a fan of Ice Path. I mean, it's a great ability, but any ability where your hero goes for 5 minutes before actually casting the ability is kind of going to be easy to dodge. Chilly Willy picking up the silencer. Now, is that part of their strategy, or is it just to deny it to Ogorki?
I think it's some both. I think it's great against the Morphling. I think it's great against the Wraith King. So in that, I think it works. It's definitely, I think, also works great as a deny pick.
Now, I'm just looking.
You're a silencer hater, though. So I just want to throw that out to the stream so that everyone knows.
When I play Viper, of course I'm a silencer hater. I wouldn't say I'm a silencer hater. I feel silencer he's a utility hero. If you want to play him core, I think you need to be surprising the enemy with how much of a good core he is, rather than just like, oh yeah, we need a core, let's pick up silencer, because he's not that good as a core. He's good at a core if you can get the early kills, if you can do it. I don't know. Meh. But he's so good at utility, so why not just play him as a utility and scale him? I don't know. But here's a question for you. And this is going a little bit kind of theoretical, but if Ogorki were planning on picking up the Morphling, would you have, or if you were Ogorki planning on picking up the Morphling, would you have banned the Venomancer?
Absolutely not.
No. Would you be Shadow Shaman, Lion, Bane, one of them maybe?
Of course.
Maybe you and I play too much. Play together too much. We need someone to go, no, obviously, Veno is brilliant. I mean, I can see the Veno. I'll tell you what, Poison Nova. Poison Nova on an agility Morphling could be absolutely horrendous.
I mean, morph strength, TP. Yeah, sure. Venomancer is a great hero. I'm not trying to talk down about Venomancer. But of all the heroes I would ban, I would not have banned Venomancer. But they did.
Thank you, little goddess. Yeah, but okay, so you've got one support whose ult can, in addition to all it does for the rest of the team, suddenly put Morphling on the defensive. So he's morphing strength, he's backing out, he's... I can kind of see. I mean, I don't play a lot of Morphling. Maybe all the Morphling players are going, yeah, obviously, Veno, God. I mean,
yeah, sure. To Theorycraft, though, Lion or Lena can do the same thing and actually kill Morphling instead of just put him on the defensive.
That's very true. Spirit Breaker!
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Spirit Breaker! We saw it in ESL and I thought maybe it wouldn't happen, but it did. He's coming back, boys. As part of the push strat, as part of the high mobility meta, we've got Barathrum. Oh, I am so happy. You have to draft him for me now. You can't not draft him for me.
What have we done?
I am so happy.
We brought upon ourselves.
I am so happy. So yeah, I mean, I'm a huge Spirit Breaker fan. I was totally understanding when he dropped out of the meta, and I'm not convinced he's back in yet. This could be Chilly Willy signing their own death note, but like, I've always loved the hero. I think he does amazing things. It's also a great lockdown for Morphling. You know, waveform won't matter, replicate won't even matter if he's on low health and he doesn't get far enough away. But of course, not a hero that scales hugely well unless you have a very, very snowbally early game. And most recently, from what I've seen, played as a core offlaner. So either this is a silencer support, or Chilly Willy have all their cores.
Could still be Spirit Breaker support. He's feeling himself out in the meta.
That's true. That is very true. And I mean,
definitely understandable against the Morphling of the Nature's Prophet for obvious reasons.
I'm actually just getting a Twitch comment ready for the 2-minute delay to catch up when Spirit Breaker comes out. That's just going to be Space Cow! But yeah, okay, Storm Spirit and Lycan banned out. So it looks like Ogorki are picking up the Bristleback, assuming that Chilly Willy have both of their supports. I don't think they can be sure whether it's the Silencer or the Spirit Breaker.
This might be your Nature's Prophet mid.
Or the Morphling.
Certainly could be, but then Nature's Prophet safe lane?
Ah, you could run the Trident however you want. Bristleback can be a core. You could run duels.
That's true.
True.
Space Cow! Twitch chat just got to Space Cow. Yeah, okay, so final pick is Phantom Assassin for Chilly Willy. Now I really like the massive nuke for both Morphling and Bristleback, and actually kind of Nature's Prophet as well. Spirit Breaker is the only frontline though for Chilly Willy against what can be a very aggressive team coming out from Ogorki.
Viper is sort of half frontline.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Okay. But I mean that's up against a very divey team. Nature's Prophet, Bristleback, Wraith King, Morphling.
Right. No, I agree.
You want to introduce a team? Pick a team. Any team.
I'll choose our Chilly Willy friends. So starting off, headed down towards this off lane, is Dante on the
Oh, I've still
Spirit Breaker. It hurts almost to say it, but it's happening. Then there's going to be Toga-san, still sitting in the fountain right now, but looks to most likely be headed towards the safe lane. We have Ilamo on the Jikiro, headed up towards this top lane. Up there with Ralphie on the Silencer. And then headed mid, looks to be Heart M, yet again on the Viper.
Exactly.
It's like Team Grumble over here. Mid Viper, playing Spirit Breaker.
It really is. And Dante down on the offlane, just dealing with a little bit of tree and harass. I'm really sorry for this ridiculous vision thing, guys. I'm going to have to look at how to change this. Obviously, I've pressed a hotkey or something. But you can't open up the bloody vision tab. Okay, and then over on the Oxide, we've got Gazier X playing the Bristleback, Nature's Prophet, being played by Exotic Deer, who, judging from the distribution of heroes, is probably going to be heading up to the offlane. Witch Doctor being played by PG. Morphling does look like he's heading mid, going to be played by Kakor, and Wraith King finally rounding out the supports on FRN. Now, no big rotations and kills this time coming out from either team, and both choosing the same spot for their top wards. Spirit Breaker yet to get his obs down. Keeps running into PG whenever he tries to rotate into the jungle here.
Looks like it will be Bristleback safe lane.
And because nobody reminded me, again, let me just switch over all of the draft overlays. All right, so we now have mid matchup Viper going up against Morphling. I kinda think this could go either way. It really depends on how the DOT is.
Should be a win for Viper.
Should be and could be, but it can be a struggle as well. Waveform does a lot of damage. Morphling has definitely better rune control with Waveform as well. If Karkor can run it down to the stage where it comes down to rune control, he can definitely win this. But you're right, I would definitely expect the last hits to be going his way up until that point. Down on bot lane, we are seeing Dante taking a little bit of harass here. Has managed to get a deny off. Meanwhile, up on the Radiant offlane, Exotic Deer taking a bit of taking quite a lot of harass actually from the Silent to Jakiro combo. And that's only going to get more and more painful. How do you feel about that as a way to kind of phase out an H's Prophet?
Silencer, man. Good support.
Pro support. So pro. Give me 1 second. I really need to get better on those overlays. So now we see, yeah, this is kind of, I think, what you were seeing more likely is happening. Kako being brought very, very low by this harass, and in fact, really risking himself even to pick up a simple last hit there. Up on top lane, we do have a bit of a initiation here as PA leaps down onto this Nature's Prophet, taking a lot of creep harass in return. I'm not sure whether that was a very wise exchange for her.
I'm not sure about the dive.
Yeah. If the Jakiro had been closer, able to follow up with a with an ice path or something like that, then that could have been first blood, no doubt. But without that, a little bit sketchy. Morphling, kind of low, but Spirit Breaker without his ult, I think this is a huge mistake. Yeah, that was over aggressive there from Chilly Willy. Especially a hero that can heal themselves up past that kind of critical bash kill.
He'll just charge back.
Well, yeah, but who are we getting free farm on here? Bristleback? I mean, you know, Bristleback I don't think is one of the latest scaling carries in the game. But if he gets early farm, he can be terrifying mid game. Just absolutely terrifying, especially with Crimson Guard now in the game.
You think we'll see the Crimson Guard here?
Let me have a yeah, I would imagine we might well. I mean, I'm not necessarily saying it would be better than a pipe. There's a lot of magic and physical nuke that can come out of Chilly Willy, but you know, the main core is physical, and it's a later scaling item, and it means that Bristleback can pick up his Vanguard and just be more of a Bristleback.
I expect to see Spirit Breaker start building an urn right here. Goes for the magic stick first, of course. Against
Urn's nice. Urn's a very good pickup on Spirit Breaker, absolutely. A little bit of mana regen.
Early mana injection.
It's a lot easier if you get the kills when you charge. Oh right, an invis on Spirit Breaker. This could be interesting now. Looking down, I think they kind of want to catch up.
He's going to scout out this mid gank.
But yeah, you're right. It really will just be scouting out the gank here. He can't really go in and make anything happen here. It will be 2-on-4 right now. Spots out Nature's Prophet.
I think he just wants to sap the XP.
And probably a wise call. I mean, but what do you feel about this free farming Bristle? Are you worried? Oh dear!
Sentry Ward.
Sentry Ward spots out Dante. He's gonna need a charge, and he manages to get it before the cask is launched. Bristle will be expecting that, I'm sure. Does manage to get the bash damage down, but basically nothing. And can I just quickly point out, I totally disagree with this skill build.
Fight middle.
Big fight middle. We do see first blood going down as Jakiro finishes off Morphling. Meanwhile, the rest of the Radiant team coming up though. They want to get him. They really want to get him. The Sprout kind of hinders the team a little bit there, but they're just waiting for the mana on the Wraith King stun, and that'll be a quick kill. And it'll be up very, very shortly. Jakiro is succeeding though in just keeping these dire heroes just on the run. Sorry, the Radiant heroes just on the run for a long time.
Oh, should have tried to pop that Wraith King clarity.
You think that might have made a difference, eh?
Yeah. Obviously it was very difficult. Wraith King just managed to barely dodge the initial ice path. That made all the difference. But I mean, you talk about free farming Bristle, and you're totally right. But we basically had free farming PA. She's leading. She's got more last hits than Bristle does.
That's very true. Very, very true. I do think Bristle's now in a position to start dominating his lane against Spirit Breaker. You know, much as I love Space Gal, it's always true that Bristleback. Well, it's generally true that Bristleback does very, very well against melees. And yeah, that's going to be happening here. But Spirit Breaker going to be getting his a regen rune. That's wonderful for him. All the Venom. I'm not sure. Oh, another big fight middle. We do have a rotation here. coming in from PA trying to help out, but Morphling has already managed to get the first kill for his team in this big fight. We do see the cast go down. There's not going to be a Wraith King stun to follow up, and we've got Spirit Breaker coming in from the off lane. Does he have his ult yet? He does not. Morphling comes in. PA almost dead. Finished off by Morphling there. One quick right click. And Dante, he's not going to have charge for... Oh, it's off cooldown. But he doesn't manage to get it off quite quickly enough. Bristleback, meanwhile, chasing down the Jakiro. Now running up against Viper. And so far... Okay, far ahead. I mean, that was a very, very nice fight. Silence are now beginning to pick up a couple of last hits. When you... But oh dear, but immediately gets caught out. That's Cask. Nice right click from Nature's Prophet. And he manages to get the kill. What build is this? Yeah, here we go. You see in the build on the Nature's Prophet. This is what we were talking about in the earlier games. Where we were saying, you know, are we going to be seeing it? Rush Talisman, either Phase Boots or Boots of Treads, and then maybe a Blade Mail?
Should be the Blade Mail here.
Yeah, Blade Mail against that PA especially is going to be absolutely amazing. Exotic Deer being brought really low. Ice Path as well. Does manage to get the Sprout off, but unfortunately caught in it. We actually get a beautiful cast coming out here. And the heroes kind of just... They certainly could have avoided a couple of those bounces with slightly better micro of the heroes there. Meanwhile, Viper beginning to become Push Viper. I like Push Viper. Karkor taking a lot of harass as he tries to pick up some last hits under tower. Do you like Push Viper? You're a Viper player, Davide. Davide? Davide!
Can you not hear me?
I can hear you now. Hey, what's up?
Okay, I don't know.
So do you like Push Viper?
What do you mean by Push Viper?
Viper's pushing potential. I often find myself in a position where, because of the teams kind of get used, my opponents kind of get used to Viper. Just, you know, okay, he's whittling away at mid a little bit, but he's not a pusher. And then actually, once you've got it down to kind of below the 60% threshold, actually Viper turns into a legitimate push if he can get a bit of time on that tower.
Oh, I'd agree. Absolutely. I mean, you sort of don't have a choice sometimes because people tend not to want to lane very passively against you. So you have to say, okay, if they're going to lane passively against me, I'm just going to take your tower. I'm just going to do it.
Nice TP there from Karkor. Stayed out of vision until right near the end, and we're going to get a TP in from Exotic Deer as well. That's a lot of damage going down, but we do have Spirit Breaker, this time choosing to TP out to the fight. He will have a charge lined up, ready for afterwards, and still no 6 on him though, so that's basically his entire contribution. No kills go down there, but I still want to say that went the way of.
Walking out of the fight than Radiant.
And I still want to say that went in the way of. I'm going to call the team okay for now. That's probably horrifically wrong, and I apologize. Also, did notice we've got Little Goddess in the Twitch chat. She did get a shout out right at the start of the game as well. I get the impression this is someone who knows their Spirit Breaker player quite well. And best comment so far. Why you do this? Just why?
Vlads competed on the PA.
So is this is the same kind of Vlads we were seeing in the previous game with the anti-mage? It's not a oh look at me, I've got 100. It's not a Broodmother Vlads. It's not a look at me and my summons and our massive orders Vlads. It's a I can go to any lane and benefit the creeps in that lane, not just by kind of helping, but actually pushing.
I think it's different than an anti-mage Vlads. Anti-mage Vlads is there to allow him to split push and creep skip with impunity. I think the PA Vlads is different. This PA Vlads is a fighting Vlads. This is a I'm going to come at you, and I'm not scared of you. Sure. We do have a big initiation though going down on this Bristleback. If they had the Spirit Breaker ult. Oh, if that cask wasn't bouncing forever.
Dante going to pick up quite a lot of harass here under the tower. Like, this is one of the things that I think makes Spirit Breaker not really viable. You can't play it the way that Dante is playing it until you have your ult. And if you're forced into playing it that way before you have your ult, then you're a liability for your team. It's why he's, well, I don't know. As a support, maybe you can get away with not adding that much to the fight, just that initial multi-hero stun. But certainly as an offlane Spirit Breaker, for life, offlane Spirit Breaker for life, you need your ult. He would have had actually a couple of kills in here already with that ult.
But by the time his ult comes out, it kind of feels like it's not enough, you know?
In this game, sure. I think it might well end up that way, unless he really lucks out with the Morphling who's on agility, or it is really straight down team fight and he gets the charge off and then somebody else has been brought low. Oh, Morphling just dodging the ice path there. That was very nice hero control. Meanwhile, Spirit Breaker kind of getting the better. I mean, Spirit Breaker versus Witch Doctor. That's a fight I can see Spirit Breaker winning, ult or not.
He's probably middle.
Big fight here. We've got Heart M going down really fast. There's a big dive in from the Morphling, and I think this is. I mean, you're absolutely right about the PA constantly being up on top lane, just farming and farming and farming. But
I don't think it's enough.
I don't think this is worth. Yeah, we do have a Spirit Breaker charge coming in as well. It's gonna catch out. Oh no, FRN just finished off by or his pre-ulti death used.
That charge.
Yeah, not worth. They do manage to get an ice path down. But yeah, yeah. The way it is being played in this game, it's a pub Spirit Breaker. I'm still 100% behind Spirit Breaker on the in the big meta, but this is not the best way to play him. Also, the other thing is you can always cancel a charge. I know what you're going to say here, because I never cancel my charges. I commit, but you can cancel them. So if you're playing in an actual tournament, you probably should do that occasionally. We do finally get a big initiation here on the Morphling, but the Nether Strike is disjointed, and that is most unfortunate. It's going to be a key thing for the Morphling here, not using the waveform until after charge is impacted, so to avoid the Nether Strike with it. Oh, we get another charge coming straight down on this Witch Doctor. We've got the PA blink as well, and that's a very quick kill. Spirit Breaker did not need to use the ult there at all. The kill steals, I mean, arguably needs a lot of farm at this stage in the game, so maybe justified. Immediate charge now coming out on the Bristleback as well. They feel that they've got the damage to just beat through him, and I think they're probably right. And we're beginning to see what all the fuss was about with Chilly Willies.
They do get middle tower as well.
Well played. That's the Viper push. That's the Viper push we were talking about.
With this Urn and Vlad, Zadire does have a pretty solid amount of sustain.
Oh, Noir! We've got Little Goddess is Spirit Breaker's wife. We're tracking down the mystery of the Chilly Willy crew here. Karkor getting quite a lot of damage on this tower. Beautifully just soaking up the tower hits there, so the Catapult stays alive. But maybe a little bit too impressed with his own cleverness here, as the Spirit Breaker Viper combo finally manages to pick something up.
Use his waveform first, wait for the charge to land, then waveform. That was a big mistake.
Absolutely right there. I think he probably would have been alright against just Dante, but this is now the kind of I think this is the kind of Spirit Breaker that he felt that, like, this might be what he's used to playing. When you get your easy level 6, you got a couple of items and you can go in and kill. Maybe not so used to having a bit of a tough early game and not being at that kind of level until the 15-minute mark. But now this is absolutely right. The TPs that come in to support him are going perfectly, and he's actually been able to contribute a lot to team fights as well with the recent changes to the 6.82 meta.
Why are his treads on agility?
Attack speed for the bash, maybe. Does manage to catch Nature's Prophet. Gonna go for a kill here, but I think this might be a little bit aggressive. We've got the Death Ward up though, so even if he dies, that's a decent ability to start putting on cooldown. Unfortunately, he takes a very strange route out of the trees and ends up running straight into Bristleback.
Didn't have a TP. Immediate smoke.
Right.
They're going on Viper. Viper's dead.
Viper have TP? Viper not have TP. Viper have TP. Viper TP not enough. And very quickly finished off there. It was a full 5-man rotation. It's not the best way to get the XP for your Viper kill, but it'll do.
They were all there already.
It'll do. Now we've got a big push coming out from the Radiant up on the top tower. Creeps just getting this tower a little bit lower. But again, Nature's Prophet is another hero where you don't want to suddenly find that your towers are on half health, because then you can just leap out and grab them. Doesn't even need a creep wave. And Nature's Prophet sitting on about 2,000 gold. What do you think he's buying here? If he were going Blade Mail, which I still hope he is, but if he were going Blade Mail, he could certainly have picked up a couple of components for that by now.
He's going Blink, unless he's wants to buy the Blade Mail all at once.
Which wouldn't make sense, right?
Yeah.
Oh, we do have a Invis Wraith King here, spotting out Silencer behind the lines, pinging him out for his team. They want to go on him. They're going to go on him. Oh, there was almost a right click there. There's the stun, and here we go.
They blocked him with the Invis Wraith King. Walk out.
Meanwhile, Nature's Prophet beginning to just soften up that tower. We've got Morphling TPing bottom, chasing off the PA. Another hero who we really haven't seen much of. She's going for it. Kako being forced back. Huge TPs coming out in support of him though. And finished off with help from the Jakiro. The question is, can Toka-san get out? Does have the option of the Jakiro for the blink strike to escape. Being chased by Bristleback, but I don't think it's going to be enough. Beautiful play there from Toka-san. I mean,
that was really well done.
That's what you need.
That was tough, and that was impressive.
Vlad's followed up by Midas. Yeah, they're going to go on this. They're going to go on this Bristleback. Huge damage coming out. Of course, it is going to be. Yep, reflecting Quils out. I think Geisha Rex maybe could have played that and ended up with a kill on Toka-san, but he was playing at a disadvantage there.
I think he did a good job fighting.
Yeah. Sadly falls. No kills going off in exchange. And let's have a quick look at the.
That was what, 3 heroes on 1, and Bristleback did 997 damage, while the whole other team did 1,602 damage during that fight.
Fair play. I mean that's Bristle though, isn't it?
Yeah. No, you're right. Jakiro needs to be careful with those charges.
Yeah, I mean if he can find this like Witch Doctor there, if he could have found the Witch Doctor solo.
Jakiro is coming in with the haste rune, but they're too deep.
They are a little bit deep. Viper meanwhile beginning to get that push up on bot lane as well, and you know maybe you're gonna have to start respecting Spirit Breaker. What do you think?
I was never as opposed to Spirit Breaker itself. By top.
Right, so I think this is a fairly simple one. It is going to of course take twice as long. Oh, and this, he almost got hit with a peripheral bash, even though the charge had changed to a creep.
How many times has a Radiant hero been ganked right here?
Like 101, yeah.
That's almost a moral to the story somewhere.
And I mean, part of it, if this were a normal 6.82 game, I'd say, oh yeah, it's all to do with the new pathing routes there. But it's really not. It's not about that at all.
Yeah,
it's just the dive with Spirit Breaker. He's going straight down for Nature's Prophet as well. Manages to bait out Cask, so that's not actually a bad thing. Gets the Nether Strike off as well, followed up by Global Silence, and that's a very, very quick kill on this Nature's Prophet, which is a lot of the counter push that OK will be able to bring out to this.
Slow. He needs to be careful.
Who's slow, sorry?
Witch Doctor, do I say? Witch Doctor is
slow. Witch Doctor,
he needs to be careful walking up the hill like that.
One crit from PA. Already got 2 levels in that ult. And I think they might just go lane to lane here. Yeah, straight onto mid. Question is, are they going to be able to take this mid tower down before they need to send someone back to defend bot? They do have a nice initiation on this Wraith King. They have already got his ult down only a little while ago, so this is a good time to go for him if they can get that kill. Crimson Guard comes down on Bristleback, doesn't manage to catch his team though. Getting beaten down, we've got all 5 of the Dire heroes here. Morphling finally comes in, gets a nice waveform through 3. Exotic Deer trying to finish off Silencer on the background. Kako being brought really low. Same with Exotic Deer. Silencer was finished off, but it's a team wipe then for Chilly Willy, and that was huge. I think that was really just OK kind of going in one at a time and being aggressive when they could have gone aggressive as 5, but they didn't. They went aggressive as 1, and then 2, and then 1, and then 3. Your thoughts on that?
Spirit Breaker won the fight for him. I mean, to your credit, he perma-bashed Morphling when he went in. He got like 3 or 4 bashes in a row, and he just couldn't do anything.
Attack speed Spirit Breaker. You know, the Mask of Madness, actually not so much of an early risk on Spirit Breaker. He is the tankiest hero in the game in terms of raw strength. I think.
Get the Mask of Madness after that fight, but you know.
Okay.
Very good point.
But yeah, I mean, it's all about that attack speed, because you shouldn't really get 4 bashes in a row. That's not okay. But with Spirit Breaker, the bashes last long enough that you can hit 2 or 3 times per bash.
Right.
Once you've got your attack speed kind of going up a little bit through the roof.
Yep.
Backing out now. Got to say, Little Goddess really proud of her husband there. Fair enough. As you said, he did kind of win the fight for him. Viper doing some very aggressive farming for just like medium creeps.
Gotta get those medium.
Oh, Bounty Rune is denied. Sprout goes down as well. I'm not sure they've got follow up here. Witch Doctor gets a quick right click. Probably going to take more damage himself from corrosive skin
Probably did.
than Viper took.
No, Viper, no. Viper.
Viper, yes. Viper, yes. No, Viper, no.
What is he doing?
What does he do? He knows Spirit Breaker's in base. He knows he's got a team that's highly mobile and has hugely long stuns. I mean, this is a little bit much, I agree. But that's the logic.
Oh, yeah, Witch Doctor sandwich though. Gonna run Jakiro invincible. Jakiro turn around. Oh no, he missed him.
Well, what are they going for instead, though? We've got.
I don't know.
Oh, where's the Ice Blast? That was very messy. It's almost like they thought that the PA was invis as well, or something.
She needs someone to blink to.
She's got a quick wave.
That was a little more messy than it needed to be from Chilly Willy.
Meanwhile, up on top lane though, we do have Dante versus Karkor. Can Spirit Breaker get the bashes? He can. It doesn't even matter if he dies now. Nature's Prophet doesn't even get the kill goal for it. We also have an initiation going on here. Wraith King for some reason TPing back to base. I'm not sure if. I think Wraith King there might have pressed the wrong button, because he just TP'd back to base at full health at the start of that fight. So not sure what happened there.
I've never done that.
You do that. You do that all the time, bro. Exotic Deer tries to come in from behind for the Viper pickoff. Does manage to get it, but going to pay with his own life as well. We do now have the rest of the Radiant team kind of blasting in. Wraith King would be really useful round about now. But PA able to just blink in here. Jakiro TP'd out. PA going the same way. Wraith King just coming in range of the stun. That fight would have gone totally differently. I mean, 2 for 2 without Wraith King.
Look at Wraith King's items.
That Midas.
Anything stand out to you?
Just used. Did he TP back to pick up Midas?
I don't know.
Is that what we're thinking here? Meanwhile, Karkor going on Ralphie down on the bot lane. It's not going to be much more. Oh, but he uses a stun, and Ralphie very cleverly just immediately leaves. You always save your stuns and your mini stuns. Meanwhile, down at bot rune, Gazier X being picked off by most of the Dire team. It's not really a pick off. It's just you ran into the giant crowd of Deathball. Charging an illusion. Kill that illusion, buddy. Boom. That was very well played, actually, from. But
now they know they can gank him. That was brilliant. She's got Abyssal.
GG. I think Abyssal PA. Abyssal PA is terrifying, especially when you've kind of got a 1 core. Like,
I just want Spirit Breaker to win.
All right, who's gonna win?
I'm not saying you're wrong.
This is gonna be Spirit Breaker, right?
Don't pretend that you're unbiased.
Hey, Chilly Willy, we watched them in the previous match.
Oh, no bashes for Spirit Breaker. That's tough. Wraith King's coming. Spirit Breaker needs help.
Nah, he doesn't. Oh, yes, he does. Nature's Prophet as well. Dante, no! The right clicks.
Charge does not disjoint.
The right clicks. If charge disjointed.
That would be OP.
The best thing, though, is Rupture. If you can get Rupture off into charging Spirit Breaker, it is hilarious. They just explode. Jakiro laying down some dual breath there, keep the lane pushed out. That's going to give them complete control over the Radiant jungle for at least the next couple of minutes. They're leaving. Are they? Oh no, I thought they were going to be leaving one creep in each enemy camp, like pros.
Dive on top.
Yeah, big dive on top. Manages to finish off Silencer. FRN immediately going to TP back, but the space being created here is a. That's a Roche. That is a Roche. PA just able to lifesteal and crit her way up to full health. She's got no problem tanking this Roche.
Viper still takes the Aegis. What do you think about that?
Processing. Honestly, I don't like it. Oh, nice charge out here from Spirit Breaker. Hits Morphling.
Oh,
Immediately replicates out.
Another strike. But, well. Anyway, you were saying PA, Aegis, Viper.
I kind of think Viper might be the worst choice in this team. Like, Spirit Breaker could legitimately get the Aegis and just be just be the wall for them to just fight around. PA blink around at everything else. But yeah, it should probably have gone to TA there. PA, sorry.
I think Viper's a great Aegis carrier a lot of times, but PA is a great area Aegis carrier as well. She's very cooldown independent. She's not as tanky as Viper.
It's just with a PA and a Spirit Breaker, let alone Silencer and Shakiro, you shouldn't really need to have your Viper with an Aegis. He should have plenty of space to stay back and right click in. And it's actually better for him to be able to stay back and right click in through, you know, not just a PA death, but a PA Aegis and then another death. That's more damage than him being able to respawn once after he's killed.
There may be a fight middle. Oh, Lincoln's on Morphling. That's big.
That is big. It's a DDPA though, so this this mid wave is just goodbye. What's her next item, do you think?
I
don't think she needs to go BOTs. Oh wow! Dire's Courier falls 3,050 value. That is huge.
That's a big one. Yay is in trouble. A lot of trouble.
Well, PA has Abyssal, Lifesteal.
Yeah. But
There's a silence coming down. She blinks over to Viper. They get the Ice Path down, only manages to hit one. Looks like Viper might be taking the blow for the team here. Aelamo caught out, pops mech. PA did manage to get out and now reinitiating, kind of finishing them off on the back lines. We're going to see Viper respawning here. Pops the Nether Strike, FRM being brought really low, and now it's all just about Glacier X. And Glacier X is finished off. I think this might be GG. It's getting close on some of these fights, and certainly it's still throwable by either team. And I think that was in danger of what Chilly Willies were about to do there with PA almost getting killed. But it worked out, and they're going to get racked off this.
Back from Bristle.
Okay, sorry, racks or massive buyback or both.
I think they're still going to get at least one.
That's melee as well. We do get the Nether Strike going down on Glacier X, so he's not going to be able to chase the way he's accustomed to. I think rather than trying to get any damage on range, they would be better to just leave now.
That's a good trade.
Because with ranged,
smart decision.
Yeah, with ranged you've got to either get the whole thing.
Oh, they're going back in.
Well, going back in is never bad, especially when you can get a charge on a squishy like that.
All the blade mails.
All the blade mails. It's not a bad build. Dante being brought really low, almost finished off with an adaptive strike, but manages to make it out.
Oh wow.
No, they needed the.
Not morphing strength.
Oh, we're trying to stun lock this so that Ralphie can get away, but Exotic Deer is TP'd in behind the lines. But Wraith King just does not last long enough, and Exotic Deer kinda gonna suffer for that.
That's game.
Another set of team wipes here. That were
They're
huge.
the lads that end the urn. They can just keep pushing. They're not afraid.
That were huge. So Dante now pops a Mask of Madness for the structural damage. And where do they rotate next? I mean, that was also buybacks for OK. They can they can go straight mid.
That's it.
Well, OK doesn't think so just yet. I'm with you. I'm not sure why. But OK don't think that quite yet. I wasn't sure if they'd be able to tank up that tower and kill it quite quickly enough without pushing out the mid wave, maybe buy a bit of time there, but yeah.
Urn is such a strong item.
It's just out. And there it is. And they're trying for a quick rotation down to bottom. They don't have as much time here. Morphling's up, Bristle's up, Wraithing's up in 2 seconds.
I mean, even if they
you've got to wonder if
this fight, they're still tier 2s up. It's not like they're going to be able to charge up and.
No, I'm with you. I think OK might be thinking, let's have one more. Let's have some fun. Oh, the Ice Path just misses Witch Doctor, but one PA crit for 1,100 damage is going to finish that off. Now right-clicking the Morphling, he's finished off as well. The Crimson Guard popped by the
Here it is.
Popped by the Bristleback. It's just nowhere near enough. Exotic Deer desperately trying to make some plays, finish the game off on a high, and does manage to get the final kill of the game, taking out Heart M's killing spree. Whew! Well, GG's, guys. What are your thoughts, man?
Great comeback. Chilly Willy showed that they're not just playing against lesser teams, that they can make good decisions and pull out a win when they have to force it.
Absolutely with you on that. I mean, that was...
Breaker too strong.
There was a moment there just before that second to last team fight when they were chasing the PA, and I'm like, wait, if they get this could all turn around very, very quickly. But no. I think Chilly Willy was sometimes a little bit over aggressive there, let alone Spirit Breaker pre-ult. But yeah, great playthrough and wonderful play representing the Spirit Breaker Massive.
Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely great games. Any other final words, or are you good?
Yeah, we'll see what the Spirit Breaker becomes. The new faceless, guys.
He will become the greatest hero to ever walk the face of Dota. So I'm pretty sure that's it for the day, guys, to be perfectly honest with you. GG's, well played to all the teams involved. I am just going to try and confirm that, make sure that the finals are tomorrow. Yep, okay. No news on that as of yet. But yeah, please do tune in. I'm going to turn the stream off now. It'll be back on if there's any more matches today. But otherwise, please do tune in tomorrow for the final. It's going to be Chilly Willy up against an as yet undetermined team. And we're really looking forward to it. Please do like, follow, and subscribe so you can find out when that happens. You can follow on Twitter as well. And check out David at twitch.tv/DavidYStevenson. And many thanks for co-casting with me.
It was an absolute pleasure.
This has been a stress. But yeah, GG's, well played, good night, God bless, and catch you all tomorrow. Ciao.
See you all.